Hello everyone, it's Natasha from Treasure Books. I have done a few different videos on using up these security envelopes, the junk mail envelopes. I will link those videos down below. In today's video, we are focusing on just this element here. So we're just using the windows or, and the surrounding area, I guess. But that's the main idea. So these are 10 different ideas I'm sharing. They're 10 different elements that can be used in a journal. I have everything written down here so you can take a screenshot or you have something to refer back to when you're, stuck for ideas. I hope you enjoy. Let's get started. Okay, the first idea I have to show you, and perhaps not the most groundbreaking, but here we go. Mini envelopes. So I made a few of these and they're all different because the inside of the junk mail security envelope is different. So all I did here is I take my junk mail envelope and I open it up and turn it inside out. Trim it here, and then I have the flap for my envelope, and then I go ahead and I embellish. So I like to sew, so I have used some sewing, you can see, and if I didn't sew, I would just simply glue the sides shut. And of course, this is a good project to use up all of those little scrap pieces. Here I've got some scrap pieces of paper that I've glued on. Here's a little snippet here as well, a little bit of lace. Moving on to idea number 2. So these are little mini booklets that I made, or mini journals, I guess you could say. And I simply use that window as the focal point of the mini booklet. So in this one, this tag comes out, and I have sewn in some signatures. I've covered the inside, I've reinforced the little spine and made a signature in there, and this wraparound closure. And I see this is a really nice addition to an actual journal or happy mail, things like that. This one here as well, I have a little pocket at the front here. And then, the possibilities of these are really endless in how you design. There's a little tag here that comes out, and I left these pages kind of sticking out, so there's a little bit of lace, a little bit of this cord thing here, and just some pages that I have sewn in. So all I did, you can see this portion of the envelope, I just simply get rid of any of the writing, or I cover it up with some scrapbook paper and then reinforce and make a little booklet. Moving along. Okay, so for this next one, I will show you what this is, and I will show you how it looks in a journal. So it goes over the page in a journal, and they are pockets. So let's say I want to pop one in this journal here, and I would have that over the page like so, and they can be moved around. It can be like a little bookmark as well, and it sits over the top of the page, and of course that's a pocket there, so I have a little tag in there. And then also when you turn the page, you can see there's another little pocket there. And then the same thing for this bigger one, it's just a bigger pocket. So you can see here, pocket embellished with some stamps, and on the other side, same thing over here. So all this is, you can probably already see, for this project I have used 2 envelopes. And I attached them together with a little bit of fabric. You can use paper. You don't have to sew. I did, but you can just use glue. And I have covered, because there was some writing on the envelope, so I've covered it with some scrapbook paper. What did I do here? Here I just covered it with tea and coffee dyed paper. And that's really it. So 2 envelopes, trim off any of the writing, and I made sure that they're the same size. And then of course I put them together like this, because they're trimmed to the same size, and then add a little piece of fabric or paper in between, and there we go. Okay, idea number 4 is book plates. I just made 2. One of them says journal and the other one has a quote from a book. You can use dictionary definitions and things like that. So I just trim off the window part of the envelope, and that acts like a protection on my book plate. So going back on this journal, something like this, you see, probably a bit too busy on this journal, but you get the idea. I've just sewn around, use a little bit of lace over here, but that's a fun idea because you're just using that window portion of the envelope. Okay, idea number 5. Here we go. So my idea number 5 is bookmarks. This one is all sewn around. It doesn't actually do anything. It's just a bookmark that you use in your journal or a book that you're reading. Just a pretty addition to a journal, for example. This one here, I have left the side open. So it's a pocket, and I made a little big kind of little like a notepad. So this is really cool if you're reading a book and you want to write some quotes down, things that speak to you. So it's nice to be there while you're reading, jotting down any ideas that might come, that sort of thing. This one here is a corner bookmark. So for example, let's go to this page. It just goes over the page like that. So it sticks up a little bit because you want to be able to tell where you are straight away when you pick up your book or your journal. So you can see here it's sticking out, and it's very simple little bookmark. Really not much work involved. All you have to do is just trim the side, and you've already got the bookmark, and then you just embellish. So I really liked using these transparent stickers because they go on really well on this acetate part as well. So, and then just a little butterfly up the top, and there we go. And obviously for these ones, you can see I used an envelope that doesn't have any writing, unlike this envelope. If I was to use this envelope, obviously I would cover that up with some pretty paper or something like that. But something like this, I can use this whole section, make a bookmark. I don't need to embellish or anything because there's no writing there. So there's that. And this is just a sticker that I have put right on top of that acetate. Idea number 6 is to use those little windows as a belly band. So let's pretend this is a page that's going to go into my journal, and you can see here I have simply stitched it onto my page. It can be glued on, of course, and it acts as a belly band. And there's that window, and then whatever I place underneath, it is visible through the window. And I've got another one on this side as well. You can see here I've just glued this side on. I didn't even sew. I put some fussy cuts here, just glued it on, and here we go, a little belly band. So once this is in a journal, bound in with other book pages, it's going to look really, really cool. And we're already up to number 7. Number 7 is pockets. So just a simple pocket. This is the first one that I made. No big deal. I just sewed around, put a little snippet here, and I've got a pocket that I can glue onto a page in a journal. Just like that. This one here is a vertical pocket, and I can clip this into my journal, and then I have a little tag inside. And when inside the journal, it will look something like this. Clipped in with a paper clip. This is just a closest paper clip I could find. It's got some little bits on it, little charm, and that looks really, really cute. And then because it's a floating pocket, it can be taken out and stuff, and you'll be able to see the back. So I've just kind of, I think there may have been some writing at the back, so I just covered it up with a book page. And then, of course, as you can see on this one, this is a page ready to be bound into a journal. I just simply went in and stitched that pocket right in onto the page. Did some stamping there, and then anything that goes in there, of course, you can see it through that window. Really easy, right? I hope you're feeling inspired. And number 8. Flip outs, flip ups, flip downs, all sorts of things. So you can see here, this is a flip down. I've used that element of the window, and I have a little tag in there, so that's showing through that window. And then that could be flipped down. And then this one is a flip out to the side. Same thing here. I have a little tag in there. If I was to have a flip up, I would do it this way. I hope that makes sense. So you can see if this was a page in my journal, let's see here, let's say that it's bound into the book. It's just another interesting element on that one page, so you can move things around, and then you have still enough space or a lot of space for journaling underneath, maybe even journaling here, popping things into the pockets, you know. This one can go first, this one you can have another flip up. It's just a really interesting element in a journal. Idea number 9 is paper bags or coin envelopes. I'm not quite sure what to call them, but here we go. So once again, we're using that window as the main element, and here I have made, I don't know, a paper bag, a coin envelope, a tag holder. I'm not sure what to call it. And then of course anything that's under there, you know, is peeking out through the window, making it special. Here as well, I didn't really embellish this one in any way. And then this one here, I'm just holding it closed with a paper clip, a spiral paper clip. And then, I don't know if I put a tag. I didn't put a tag in there. It's just a little paper bag kind of thing. And I'm thinking of these being clipped into journals as well. You can see, you know, I just kind of flip it inside out like this, trim that off, glue the sides down, or, you know, stitch. And then I have this flap from behind, larger than the front one, so I will cut that down and then flip that over the top, and there we go. And number 10, we are simply using that window, just the window, as a frame element in a journal. So you can see here, I'll show you this one first. This is a book page that will be bound into a journal, and with these sort of things, there's not much that you can do with it. So I simply use those acetate pockets or acetate portion of the envelope, and it's kind of like a frame. It's framing whatever I have in there. So you can slide in little photographs, so you can, this is actually glued down, so I can't slide anything in, but I've got some postage stamps in there, and then that's like a, you know, a frame, I guess, bringing it all up and adding interest to this book page. And then these ones here, this is just a little snippet from Edith Holden book and her meticulous writing. And that's nice to go into a journal. I can cover this with tea-dyed paper and have it as a tag or a journaling spot, you know, so you can journal on the back. And then these ones as well. I just put some book page behind so it's peeking through. I have a little girl in there, and it's a little frame, you know, that can be clipped into a journal or popped into a pocket, you know, whatever. And then, so I said here I've got the postage stamps, and this here at the back is just some stickers. And here we go. So 10 really simple ideas of using up these wretched things that we get in the mail. So now getting a bill might be just a little bit fun, because look at all of the beautiful things that you can make with those envelopes. The ideas are really quite simple. I don't think you need an actual tutorial on how to make most of these things. Let me know if there is something that I missed. I mean, with this sort of stuff, possibilities are, you know, kind of endless. You can just keep going, keep coming up with new ideas. So I hope you feel inspired. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!